Today we're diving into a powerful story from the early days of the Restoration, one you might not have heard before. It's got sacred artifacts, a hidden cave, and a pretty stunning prophecy that echoes all the way to our time.
So it's one of those big questions, right? After all that monumental work of translating the Book of Mormon was done, what actually happened to the golden plates? Did an angel just whisk them away? Were they buried again? Well, the real story is way more incredible than you could probably imagine.
And here's the best part, we don't have to guess. The answer comes to us directly from a first-hand account, passed down through a prophet from one of the key people who was right there in the room when it all happened. And that person is, of course, Oliver Cowdery. Now, you gotta remember, Oliver wasn't just one of the three witnesses who saw the angel in the plates. He was Joseph Smith's main scribe. His own hands wrote down much of the Book of Mormon as Joseph translated. He was there for all of it.
The reason we have this story is because it was preserved by Brigham Young, and he went out of his way to tell us that his source, Oliver Cowdery, was a reliable man who would not tell a lie. That's a huge endorsement, and it gives so much weight to the testimony we're about to get into.
Okay, so here's where the journey begins. After the translation was finally finished, the plates didn't just disappear. Nope, Joseph Smith and Oliver Cowdery were actually given a mission to return them to a sacred repository, a journey that took them right back to the hill Cumorah. So here's how it went down. First, Joseph finished translating the portion that the Lord wanted us to have for our day. Then, he and Oliver got this unbelievable assignment to take the plates back. And they took them and deposited them inside a hidden cave, right there in the very same hill Cumorah where Joseph first found them years before. But when they got inside, get this. This wasn't some small, dark crack in the rock. Oliver said the entrance opened up into this huge, spacious room, a specially prepared chamber hidden deep inside the hill. And what they saw in there, well, it was absolutely mind-blowing. Because this wasn't just a place to stash the plates, it was a sacred treasury. It was like they'd walked into a library of the ancient world, a vault containing the sacred history of an entire civilization. So what was in this treasury? Oliver said he saw not just the golden plates they were bringing back, but shelves just packed with other ancient records. And right there, among them, were three of the most iconic artifacts you can imagine: the Sword of Laban, the breastplate, and the Urim and Thummim.
The Sword of Laban? I mean, come on. That's the famous blade that Nephi got way back in Jerusalem, right? For generations, it was this powerful symbol of the Lord's power to deliver his people. And right there with the sword were the breastplate and the Urim and Thummim. Now, these are so important. For anyone who might be newer to this story, these weren't just objects. They were the actual, divinely prepared instruments that Joseph Smith used to translate the plates. Sometimes they're called interpreters. They are literally what made the miracle of the Book of Mormon possible. So to see them all there, together in this sacred vault, it was the ultimate confirmation of their divine purpose.
But hold on, because the story doesn't stop there. In fact, it gets even crazier. Because when Oliver Cowdery returned to that cave, something had changed. Something had been moved. And that one change turned this amazing historical account into a living, breathing prophecy for our day. Okay, picture this. On that first trip into the cave, Oliver saw the Sword of Laban hanging on the wall, safe in its sheath. But when he went back, it was different. It had been taken down, and it was now laid on a table, right across the golden plates. And here's the crucial part. It was unsheathed. This wasn't an accident. This was a message. And with the sword now drawn, a new inscription was visible right there on the blade. Oliver Cowdery read the words of this incredibly powerful prophecy. This sword will never be sheathed again until the kingdoms of this world become the kingdoms of our God and his Christ. Wow. Just let that sink in. This whole breathtaking account is so much more than just a cool story from church history. It's a direct testimony about the reality of the restoration and the incredible work that is still to come. And remember how we know all this. It comes to us through a perfect chain of testimony. We have it because Oliver Cowdery, who saw it with his own eyes, shared it. And then Brigham Young, a prophet of God, knew just how important it was and made sure to preserve it and pass it down. It's a straight line, from the witness to the prophet to us. And really, that brings it all right back to us, doesn't it? It leaves us with this huge, thought-provoking question. A sword, a symbol of divine power and judgment, has been drawn from its sheath with a promise that it will not be put away again until Christ's kingdom is here. So what does the prophecy of an unsheathed sword mean for you and me, living in the world right now?